Did I do
Don't
it
know
right?
if we did it right.
I did it right.
It's been such a long time.
I did it right. I think I did it right. Piper's back. I think we did it right. We'll wait for some thumbs ups.
Hello. Good
forgot.
afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are from. Thank you, Piper.
Yeah, all that stuff she just said.
I missed you too.
I missed one thing.
He's over there doing something.
Yep.
Hey, everyone. Oh, we have 4 thumbs up.
4.
I think that means we're extra.
Good.
Extra good.
Extra good. Oh, I gotta watch an ad to see ourselves. But forgot to mute. See, I didn't do it right.
You got the notification that says we're live.
Actually, I might have. No, I didn't. Kevin's wondering what goats to feed.
The ones that are jumping on you.
No, he's asking, should he put Sadie's kids back in with her?
Yes.
Or I'm gonna say yes.
Well, when did they come out?
Like 4:30.
Because I put them in at 1.
They came out at like 4:30 something when we moved hay. 4 o'clock. They've only been out for like 2 hours.
Yeah, but it's going to be another like 2 hours, so they might as well go back in.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Now there's like 10 thumbs.
I hope you pick the right babies.
She'll tell you. Oh, good Lord! Could we not have done this before we went
live?
These
right?
poor people have been so
poor
patient.
People.
Look, we already pissed somebody off on Facebook. Gave us a frowny face. Like, I don't like you.
Oh. Okay, hang on. He's asking about something else. Do you know where the silver spray is?
Oh no, is Gia's head doing the thing again?
No, it's not Gia's head. Whose head is that?
That's Gia.
Is it Gia?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's Gia. Gia's scab broke off again.
Even Kathleen knows. One baby, this budding opened up.
Yeah.
Gia keeps scratching it. She's in that time of the healing process.
For it. Yep.
She's in the time of the healing process that the scab wasn't done.
It's a super small spray.
It's not Gia. It's Gianna.
Yeah, good call.
We said it wrong.
Yeah, yes, you're right. That's why I said I don't think it's Gia. Yeah.
This is going to happen for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I am going to call Gianna Gia all the time.
Yep.
Just like you call Genevieve Greta and Greta Genevieve.
Right.
All the time.
Correct.
Listen. Focus. All right, everybody, let's have like a 15 seconds of...
Well, I'm not ready. 15 seconds of what? What are you planning now? Sorry, we were late.
I wasn't late. I was sitting here. I'm ready.
Oh, wow. We're broadcasting in 1080p. Look at that.
Boy.
And it actually kind of looks like 1080.
Stella?
It actually don't look bad today. It's pretty clear. All right. Who left us? Piper? Okay, we'll get to like talking in a minute. Oops, somebody's mad. Let's see who that is. I love it. Facebook tells me that somebody's mad.
Oh.
Don't worry. I won't call her out.
Sorry, Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, I'm sorry you're upset.
Her last name.
Jennifer's excited.
I have to say, being live.
Judy and Gina and Christina are all hearts. And Susan and Ashley and Tammy are all thumbs up. Facebook shares so much data with us. Yes, go ahead, talk. I will stop.
Oh, look.
Welcome to Moo Crew.
No, not welcome. It says member for 13 months.
Ooh.
See? 1 year badge.
She's got the 1 year badge. Yep.
Yeah, no, I was saying it kind of feels a little weird to be going live in the middle of the week. And especially because it's 6 p.m., but the sun is way up.
I gotta fix this. This is driving me crazy.
God.
Keep going. Keep talking. You got it. Take it.
You need a special for your own YouTube channel. Gummy or something going on over here. It's not crap. Not if you use it right. Anyway. Oh, good Lord. He's going to sit on you, Piper. I'm going to save your life.
That was not a good angle. Oh, my God.
No, it wasn't. And you should have seen it from Piper's angle. It was even worse.
Goodness. It's been busy. It's one of the reasons I think.
Nope. This blanket is unusable.
I think Q&As might go to unstructured. We might just go live, no warning. This? No, I mean just like live, no warning. Like, here we are. We're on the couch. What do you guys want to talk about? That type of thing. She's having
a moment over there.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it's one of those days. Okay. I went out. I did some morning work, and it was a little chaotic. It was a little I missed barn chores, not because I was sleeping or being unproductive, but I was on the phone with somebody important. And And it just, that kind of just started the day off on like this weird foot.
Yep.
And it's just been strange ever since.
It's been strange for days.
But I will tell you, weeks. It was hilarious. I've never had one of these laugh attacks.
Okay, when you and I haven't seen each other all day, so fill me in.
Not all day. Since 1 o'clock, you haven't seen me.
Okay, keep going.
All day. Gosh, it's like you're newlywed or something.
When did the laugh attack happen?
While driving.
Oh gosh, who was driving?
I was.
Oh jeez.
And I was holding a coffee.
Oh god.
And I don't know if you've ever laughed so hard that you can't breathe and no sound comes out, and all you're doing is essentially wheezing and trying to breathe because you just can't help yourself. Right. And both of us were laughing really hard. Angie, I was with Angie, not Stella or Piper.
Yeah, was it Angie's fault?
No, it was the coffee bags in the back seat's fault.
Oh, what did they do?
Well, see, you know when you're going through West Hartford, and you're going past the mansions, and they have those speed bumps.
So she's right. There's big mansions in West Hartford, like the governor lives up there.
The governor's, it's the same road as the governor's mansion in West Hartford. Well, they have speed bumps there, and they're not like orange speed bumps where you can really see them. The paint has kind of come off of them a little bit. And so one of them snuck up on me, and I was like, oh, hold on. And I slowed down really fast, but not like so fast where I spilled my coffee. But behind me, and there's no radio playing or anything, and behind me was
stop? We're busy.
A bag of coffee grounds that we picked up from Starbucks for our gardens.
So I learned this today. Starbucks gives out free coffee.
Grounds. Coffee grounds.
Yeah.
And anyway, the bag behind me, when I stopped, made this like squeaky sound, but it kind of sounded like a toot, like a fart.
Yeah.
And it came from my side of the car, we lost our minds, and for about a mile, I was laughing like with one eye open because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I was driving with one eye open.
Mm-hmm. Can you stop?
It was one of those moments you had to be there for.
Yeah, sounds like
but I laughed so hard behind my ears hurt.
Oh, that's interesting.
I've never had that happen before. Hmm. It was a hell of a moment. Anyway,
Yeah. Why am I in timeout? I don't know. I didn't put anybody in timeout.
No. Mm-hmm. So, and see, her face still hurts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know. But it was obviously one of those things because nobody else found it funny, understand. And you didn't find it funny. No. But it was hilarious.
I get it. It's one of those moments.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Wait a second. Typos in timeout, and so is this other person way down here?
No, they're not, because we can see you.
Yeah. If you could type, you're not in timeout.
Right. So we do look tan because we're outside all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
No, not yet.
Yes. Not yet. Yes, you are.
No,
not. Look on camera. Yes, you are.
A pimple. No,
look on camera. Okay, you have a farmer tan.
Oh, it's very light. It's not there yet. No. It'll get there. Give it another couple of weeks of goat snuggles, and we'll be lobsters. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of you sent in questions,
which we never programmed,
and we never put them in the computer.
This goes back to, I think it's so busy this time of year we can't. I was telling Kevin today. He asked after we finally got travel size lotion in stock. If you didn't hear, we were live on Instagram talking about it earlier. He was like, "Why are you guys doing a Q&A on a Wednesday?" And I'm like, "Well, with gymnastics and this and that." And all the production. Oh, hang on here. We can hit this. Oh, don't fight him. There, Uncle Kevin's back there behind the curtain. He's right there. You can see the hand, the mysterious hand.
There he is.
Sticking through the curtain. Yeah.
Every time you walk in the room, the dogs bark at you. Every time. Come on.
He was wondering why a Wednesday, and I'm like, well, because it's kind of the only day we can fit it in.
It's Mondays or Wednesdays.
Yeah.
That kind of timed out.
Yep. And okay, Piper, that's enough.
Settle down.
So yeah, it's a Wednesday, and we didn't pre-program really much of anything. So we might just read some questions from the chat. And I know you guys have been asking questions already, but we've been talking. So we've kind of missed them all.
Are you heading out?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm taking off.
Oh my god.
All right.
Silver spray done.
Silver spray
Okay,
done.
good.
Good. On their heads.
And Maddie and Mason are back in.
Yep. Hopefully you got the right two.
Considering they both attacked Sadie as soon as
Yes,
they got into
you got the
That
right two.
that would be
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, and don't worry, the village will let us know if you put the wrong ones in.
And they were over there screaming at her, so I figured they were
Yeah.
That's them.
They got it.
That's them.
All right.
Yeah.
And
All
the
right.
little ones are fed.
Thank you.
Got it.
All right, drive
Yeah.
safe.
See ya.
Have a
Thanks.
Piper, come here. She'll come back up.
So yeah, Piper will come back.
Mhm.
So yeah, Q&As might be a little less structured than they used to be.
Well,
And they might stick with Wednesdays for a while, and not every Wednesday, but they might.
no.
Yeah, we got virtual Ghost Snuggles on Friday, and all the snuggling with the. I almost said human Ghost Snuggles, but like the store open and this and that. Yeah, and then summer's coming, and the pool will be open, and after, so we'll probably stick with midweek, and maybe we will do a spur of the moment live, something, at some point
Yeah.
from somewhere. Less this stuff.
Yeah.
Less this.
Well,
And
I
more
don't know.
just
It's kind of comfortable to just sit here. We've talked about this
100% it is.
a lot, and
I hope he closed that door.
he did not.
He didn't?
Mm-mm. And now Piper's out there.
Uncle Kevin, you didn't close the door.
No, he's not watching.
Okay.
Yeah, we're also going to run into an issue because Wednesdays is typically our wacky Wednesday days.
Right.
So
Which we'll have to figure out what to do with that.
we will. But yeah, no, there's still a lot to cover. We've got a lot of updates as far as like which babies have already found homes, which ones are still looking for homes.
Can you close the door and bring Piper back?
And
Oh, is that Piper?
in
the
think
door?
she's going to talk to you and be like,
There, they got it. Okay, Quinny, now you're here to help. I'm so sorry. We'll get to like the important stuff.
hey, Quinny.
Where's Piper?
Out there.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh,
we need-
everybody's coming
We
in.
need Piper back in here.
She's right here.
There she is. Okay, good. And then Mom was trying to talk. So this is Mommy and Daddy working. So if we worked in an office on a computer, would you walk in
Yes,
and
they would.
interrupt us?
Yes, they would.
Okay, you want to sit
Yes,
here?
they would.
Who wants to sit on my side?
Me.
What?
Where's the paper that I gave you?
Paper that you gave me? What are we talking about?
Like the
The coloring paper.
Coloring, like the rainbow thing?
no.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm working.
Okay, hold on, guys. We
Come
can't get comfortable.
Okay.
We have.
Are you
we
staying
do.
for a minute?
Oh gosh.
Okay, stay right
Ow.
there. Don't move.
Ow.
Okay, continue. Paper. I don't know what you're talking about, bud.
Like the note that like the thing that was in the
The paper I have to sign for school.
yeah.
It's on the kitchen counter. I'll sign it after this.
Yeah, after we're done.
So I had
Working.
to.
I know I got
Okay.
email from your teacher.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You sticking around or are you leaving? Okay,
She's
bye bye.
leaving.
I'm
Oh lordy,
This is what it's been like for like months.
it's never ending.
It's crazy. This guy's got deodorant on and smells good. If you didn't see the video, you should definitely go watch it.
you should.
You should. Yep. You should. Okay. Next,
Like-
continue.
Oh,
Goat
I don't
stuff.
even know.
You said we got a lot to talk about.
Well,
baby goats going to
we did,
homes
but I can't remember any
and
of it.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where do you want to start? Start with
Well,
your
I guess
goats,
the one
guess.
that we remember is the baby goats, who has a home and who's still looking. So we've got a couple goats, the triplets, the flower triplets. So Ren, Rosaline, and Rhodes all found a home together with Stephen and Kelly. For those of you who don't know, Stephen and Kelly they have a bunch of our goats. Oh gosh, they have Sadie's first twins ever, Samson and Sterling. And they made the announcement in chat. I didn't even know that you guys knew. I was like, how did they know? They got the NSA cameras going on in here, listening to us, reading lips during goat snuggles. No. So they've got the flower twins, and triplets. And then super nice family just from Colchester. They have Dash, Violet, and Claire. And for sure, and then possibly one more, but she hasn't gotten back to me on that one. And
Hit me up if you're watching.
They're
Not
really
me,
no,
her.
no. Let's see them on the weekend. I already know she's coming. But they're super nice people. They've got grandkids, so this is like their thing, and they're building like their own little farm.
That's what we said.
And the
years ago.
grandkids, yeah, and the grandkids are gonna come over and like help take care of, that fun thing to do when you're at grandma and grandpa's house. And then Clyde and Kai are going together, which is kind of cool. And again, an older couple who
Don't say older if they're watching.
they know they're old.
Older.
They know, I know. Like,
Okay.
People who are older know they're older.
Okay, cool.
It's not like, okay, fine, we won't say anything.
Just trying to be
I
correct.
said very nice.
Okay, good.
Anyway.
A lot of old people are nice.
Yes. 47 angry people?
No, not 47.
Oh,
still
one. Just the one.
Just one.
Okay. So those are. Oh, and then Maddie. Maddie has her home. She was the first one to have her home. She's going to the same home as Scout went to last year.
And that was last year.
Yep.
Scout was last year.
And they're going to make beautiful babies.
Maddie and Scout.
Maddie and Scout.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that's it.
So wait a second.
What?
Maddie is the boy.
No.
Maddie's the girl.
Yes, Maddie's the girl. Sadie's girl.
So Scout's already over there making babies. Or no, he hasn't made any.
I don't think he's bred anybody yet.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But yeah, he's going to breed to Scout. Anyway, I also wanted to actually lead Q&A. I didn't want this to be like 18 minutes in and be like a side note.
Oh.
I do want to get serious for a moment.
Oh, serious. Here we go.
Serious time, Quinn. Take a breath.
Stay here.
Not that big.
Not that big.
And don't hold it. You'll be blue by the time I'm done talking.
Yeah, don't hold it.
We all know how long Mom can talk for.
Yeah.
There are. Can you put the camera back to where it was?
Sure.
There are about 600 people here between Facebook and the YouTube, as I call them. And we've been talking a lot about like where the business is going to be, where the farm is going to be in, the 5-year plan, right? But I have to say, in 2019, this was a hobby that paid for itself, kind of helped pay for itself. The hay bill and the vet bills were covered by, a couple bottles of lotion here and there. And then in 2020, when you lost your job, it was like, oh crap, are we going to make it? Can we do the farm thing full time? And will we be able to sustain a family of 6? And our OG people were here from the very beginning. And that one comment that somebody left in like a conversation on the couch or one of these chats, or we were having a conversation and somebody dropped it in chat and was like, or maybe it was an email, and it was like, I support you because I have faith in you, is what that email said. I have faith in you and your ability to the road that this farm is on. And that sticks with me. And it's part of my why. Sometimes it's like, why I get out of bed, why I do this, why, how I get through the bad times is a lot because of you guys. But where I'm going with this, bear with me. You guys have made it so that this month has been our best month in sales ever. And that's counting the last 2 Black Fridays. We had our single best day of sales ever on April 1st.
When we screwed up Travel
Lotion launch. But your patience with us during that mess up speaks volumes to how you support us and you understand. And I would say, like, even those people who maybe have lost a little bit of patience during this last
took 24 days to ship
24 days to ship
Actually,
some of those.
24 days to ship 24 orders. Those were the
It was a even after the explanation of like what happened, and sometimes that's all it takes is just a little little explanation. A little explanation of like, this is what happened. We are waiting on tubes to come in and our hands are tied. I have the lotion made. I cannot put it in a tube because I don't have the tubes, and they got delayed. We were supposed to have them on the 12th of April, and we only just started getting them over the weekend.
I have 11 out of 30 boxes here, and they think I have all 30 boxes here, so that's
not good.
A fun fight.
So anyway, where I was going with this is we talk a lot about, people ask us at Goat Snuggles, like, is this your full-time thing? Like, is this not all you do? Like, we're not busy, but can you support yourselves on this farm? Because farming doesn't have a good rep for being able to support yourself. And I say a lot of the times, like, well, somebody will say, well, thank you so much for doing this. And it's like, well, I can't do this unless it was for you. Mm-hmm. People like you coming to the farm, snuggling the goats, supporting us, but also our YouTube village. I mean, you guys, the only reason we can sit here on the couch and have this conversation is because you guys care enough to sit where you're sitting and watch it. And the only reason I spend every single day in the soap studio making soap and banging my head against walls when it doesn't go right is because of you guys. And I didn't mean that as a negative. So like, thank you. Cause like, I get to do that. I get to do what I'm passionate about and be around my goats full time and not have to worry about like a full-time job outside of the farm because of you guys.
I heard a comment that kind of goes along this, and I didn't know you were going on this soapbox, and I like it.
Well, I always think it's really important to let our community know, like, we're not doing this just you and me.
No.
If we were just you and me, we wouldn't, like, it.
If you saw the video I put out yesterday, I want to say, where I said, you know, and you haven't even watched it yet. I know, because you don't watch.
I don't watch your channel.
You don't watch. It's not my channel. Let's talk about my channel and your channel at some point. Going to get this whole community behind me. I put out a video while making the travel tubes, very one take wonder-ish, but not really. I did do a little bit of editing. And it showed some of our villagers in the farm store and how much of a party it pretty much turns into almost every weekend. And then there was a quote I heard on a YouTube channel that I watch a lot. And it says, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? Is it the process that gets you excited, or is it the destination? What is it that gets you excited? And the person answered, neither. It's the company I meet along the way. Mm-hmm. And it was like goosebumps when I heard it. I was like, oh my God, that's so, like, the process sucks at sometimes. So, like, we're here, like, buried, like, oh my gosh, I need thousands of lotion tubes. I don't have them. It comes to, you know what I mean? There's parts of the process that are not fun. There's parts of the process that are. Mm-hmm. The destination, we have an idea, but that's going to move. That's a moving target. So then what isn't, like, it's simple. It's the people you meet along the way. And it was so cool. It was kind of along what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool little moment in that video that I watched that I was like.
Well, because we can't do what we do unless there's people out there like you guys.
Well, you could do it. That goes back to me trying to get Jake, like, he wants to do something. You have to do it for yourself first. You enjoy making soap. The fact that people buy it and appreciate what we do allows us to do more. It goes back to that
Well, that's what I mean. I can't do this without them.
It goes back to that quote, starving artist.
Yeah.
Well, why does the artist need to be starving? Like, they should be able to do their art and not starve while doing it. And that's what we're able to do. You're an artist. Soap happens to be your medium. And we happen to be able to feed our family while doing it, which is a good thing. That was in another YouTube video I watched. They said the word starving artist shouldn't exist. Artists should be able to do what they want to do. They just need the platform and the way to get it out there and find their people. that are willing to buy that art, and that's kind of what we did, sort of. And there's 552 people here that probably want to hear about goats.
Well, plus the people on Facebook. Yeah, you know that they want to hear about goats.
Yeah, they're like, are we going to talk about goats?
Are we going to talk about goats? This is a goat chat, right?
Right.
Goat Q&A.
I don't even put the word goat in the title.
Well, I did. I told you who has homes already.
Yes.
A couple more people coming to look.
Plus, and I don't know if anybody wrote all those names down. Now that we're off that, and okay, let me go back. It's not only the people that pay for soap and whatever, it's the people that literally just watch.
No, I'm literally talking to the people who are here right now.
Right.
Because it's not just, I mean, soap and lotion, that's part of what we do. It's
right.
Mostly what I do. But like even just watching on the daily,
right?
You know, this community, the support even that we get during the good times and the bad times, and you guys are like our cheerleaders, you know, like keep going.
Yeah.
And that really helps us get through some of those times where you don't want to keep going, you know. Right. No, Kai is not going to a breeder.
No, unfortunately.
No. That comes down to you got to find the right home, and waiting for him to go to a breeder might not ever happen. And so when you find somebody who falls in love with him and wants him, then that's where he goes.
Are any of the boys staying intact?
Not yet.
Not that we know of, and we're getting close to making that call. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of questions that just popped up.
Well, we did say we are going to be taking questions from here.
Yeah.
We're going to pick and choose.
I saw one real quick. When do you ban the boys? We don't use band anymore. We castrate with the vet.
Yeah, we do the surgical castration.
And that's at about 12 weeks? 13?
Yeah, it's 12 weeks, depending on like the vet schedule.
Yeah.
But we'll get them in.
Okay, hang on. I know this one's not right, I don't think. Quinn, let's click that button right there. Are you going to be my producer? Hang on, where'd it go? There, it just popped up. Have you decided to keep any more babies besides Dolce, Bonnie, and the Wynn twins? Oh, yeah. She has.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Winnie and Winston, Dolce, Bonnie,
it's slow.
Gianna. Who's the other one? Hold on. There's a sixth one. Why am I not? I already did Dolce. Hold on. Who is it?
Winnie.
I already did Winnie. Winston. Bonnie. Dolce. Gianna.
I see you. Just letting her know that I see her.
Who am I missing?
I don't know. All right, I'll help you. Dolce, the Wynn twins, the one that jumps like a deer.
Vixen! And I was forgetting.
And the
gosh,
twin camera. Camera two.
The answer was right there. And I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain.
Everybody knew the answer. Vixen.
Oh, God. Liz, look at the monitor. It's Vixen.
The answer's on the screen.
You know, the reindeer?
The reindeer.
Vixen.
Oh, no. I think we just lost that, Quinny.
No.
It's all right.
There we go. No,
it's not all right.
It's not all right. It's done.
Yeah. So, Vixen. That's number 6. Vixen.
You guys got to remember, our chat goes
20 seconds
almost
behind.
Twice as fast as yours because we have Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all in one chat. So if you don't think we see you,
yeah, we do.
We do maybe, but it's hard to keep up. Is kind of what I'm saying because we don't put slow mode on. Yeah, I did see here. We'll throw up this one real quick from Facebook again. Yeah.
Okay, so Sadie.
Let me do it, Quinn, please.
For those of you who don't know, because we don't know really either, Sadie has had an injury. We're not quite sure when it happened, how it happened, but she started limping Friday morning or sometime she's fine. Sometime like after chores Friday, but before Friday evening chores. Gray area, I know. I don't really know if there was some like headbutting involved because the girls have been kind of spicy, but Sadie started limping, and generally those limps like resolve themselves over the course of like a couple hours, and she'll rest, and by like the next morning she's fine. But she wasn't getting fine. On Saturday she had kind of a slower day, but she was still out with goat snuggles, and I would say by mid to late afternoon we were like, okay, Sadie's definitely not getting better. And so we started treating her with some pain meds to help just like take the edge off, since it did look pretty painful. And then Saturday evening we put her in a stall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Maddie and Mason went in overnight, and then on Sunday we kept her in the stall, but Maddie and Mason were going in and out for their milk so they could still participate in goat snuggles, but also still have time to nurse off of Sadie, so Sadie was comfortable. And then Monday we took her out of the stall just to eat her grain, and she looked like she was walking a little better on it, and she got her pain meds again. And we did the same thing with Maddie and Mason, let them play outside, and then have their milk time every few hours with Sadie. And we're still doing that. Sadie, she went out this morning. You put her out there.
Yep.
And she started headbutting.
She started headbutting other moms.
And
she was doing okay on the leg, but I just was like, nah, she could use a little more time. That's above my pay grade to make that decision. So.
I think, just putting her in there for like a nice solid week will really help that leg out.
Right.
And Maddie and Mason are okay without her. I know they yell, but they don't need as much.
They're in there with her all night.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think about it, the Win Twins are going down to 3 bottles a day on Friday, right? Mm-hmm. So today and tomorrow are their last 2 days at 4 bottles a day. They go down to 3. So like a 9 a.m., a 1 o'clock, and a 9 p.m. More breakfast, lunch, and dinner, basically. Mm-hmm. The Sadie's twins can do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But the reverse. I mean, Sadie's twins will get, if Sadie wakes up in the middle of the night to feed them.
Yeah, she does.
They even get extra, but they can like be with mom until 9 a.m., get put back with mom for like an hour or two in the middle of the day or whatever, and they'll be just fine. They're all going to start weaning, or they could start weaning off of milk completely in like 2 weeks, roughly. So they'll all be fine. Yep. Quinn, I missed it, but somebody asked you out on a date.
What?
Yeah.
You let them know I'm too young to date.
Yeah.
Too young. Yeah.
Too young to date. Yep. So yeah, we I haven't heard officially, but Yoshi and the new guy, the new La Mancha boy, should be coming home in the next like 2-3 weeks. So that's exciting. And we actually do have an update to talk about with that.
That one?
So this boy, he still doesn't have a name. And that's okay, because y'all haven't named him yet. That's your fault, actually.
No, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's your.
No, it is.
It's our fault. I'll take it. Our fault. That was good. Mm-hmm. I took one for you.
So I'm actually gonna go. And
all she has to do is click a button.
I'm actually gonna click the button now. You don't.
Are you sure though? Did we test it? That's why I didn't click the button.
There's only one way to find out.
All right, she's gonna click the button. If it breaks, it breaks.
Justin told me time and time again it works.
Justin's our web guy that helps us with some web stuff, and she's gonna go click a button.
Go click a button. See what it does.
Yeah. Who's this guy? Same guy? Just different angle?
Yes, that's the same boy that they haven't named yet. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, because there's now over 600 of you here, Yoshi is our new Alpine boy. Do you have a picture of Yoshi too?
I don't think so, but you can email me one. Let me see. Hang on. Let's try to find Yoshi. You ready, Quinn?
No.
That's definitely not Yoshi.
That's not Yoshi.
That was Piper.
Yoshi is our new Alpine boy.
And how about this one, Quinn? Ready?
That's not going to be Yoshi either.
That Yoshi? Who's that?
No, that's our La Mancha Buck's dad.
That's the Buck's dad that they haven't named yet.
I think the La Mancha Buck that
Right.
we're getting.
How
How about this one,
Hasn't
Quinn?
been named yet. That, oh my gosh. And now we're just inappropriate.
Those are perfect udder. That's the perfect udder. If you were to take a goat, do a goat show, they'd be like, bing, bing, medal for you. Perfect udder.
It's the bing bing that got to me. Bing bing.
All right, hang on.
Oh
I might have another picture.
Okay.
No, this is the Win Twins on the Moo Box when they were little. Look at how little they were.
Yeah.
Now they're massive.
Little Win Twins on a clean Moo Box. Oh my gosh, I so need to paint that. Yep, I do.
Are
Thanks.
you okay?
Yep. No Yoshi pictures. No other.
No.
Nope. I don't have it. You put it on Facebook or something somewhere. I can't remember where it was.
It's on Facebook. But yeah.
Yep. I don't have it. If
That's how I do it.
she emails it to me and I can upload it, I can share it with you guys. But I don't have a Yoshi picture right now.
I have to tag it.
You know what I do have, though? I'm just going to do it, Quinn.
Okay.
Because this village is cool. You ready?
Yeah.
Good job, Mom. That was good. Yeah. That was a good one. I feel awkward silence.
I know,
don't know what
because
else
I'm
to talk
sitting here
about.
trying to like make it active and make sure it's in the right
Okay,
spot.
so then we'll talk about this. We'll change gears for a minute here. And gears is the perfect word to use when we talk about Tyler's racing lawnmower.
Oh God.
There it is. It looks so cool. And they're ready to sell it. They're ready to move on to a new project. So we listed it on Facebook Marketplace. They overpriced it. So if you're watching, we'll negotiate. And Facebook Marketplace is kind of weird and I got a lot more videos to go with that project, but they did a lot. They did the throttle cable and the accelerator, like the gas. They had to do a head gasket replacement. They had to do a new belt, a new battery. They had to do something to the battery box because it fell out. They had to fix the alternator. Like, they did a lot of work. They've been learning a lot, and now they want to move on to a new project and keep learning some more. So it's kind of has to move on. Yeah.
Well, yes, because they want to do. I'm still working.
Has Ty a
Oopsies.
business? What? I don't know what that was. I got to go back to chat over here where I can see it because I can't really see chat from that screen.
Okay, just so we're clear, we're not. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you how this works. What is this? Can I do that from here?
Who's Giovanni? Is that what the person is?
Who's Giovanni? Or how is Giovanni?
Oh, how's Giovanni? Giovanni's doing all right. I mean, he gets his medicine, he gets his grain, and he's happy to see his grain every morning. So he's doing just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to change.
He's doing pretty good. Yeah. Are the pillars done yet? No.
That was Susan, wasn't it?
No. It was Jan OH.
Oh.
Yeah. Where's the block button?
Oh, there it is.
I'm going to block Jan OH. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to block you. I'm just kidding. No, the pillars aren't done. And it's funny you say that because I actually moved them up on my priority list. But they're still not done because filling lotion for customers was way more important. Editing videos, way more important. Why is Sadie nice to the other babies? I got a feeling you are asking why is Sadie not nice to the other babies?
No, she is nice to the babies.
I don't know, because she likes babies. That's because she a good Sadie.
Said no one ever.
She a good Sadie. I think I saw this question earlier. You mentioned a while back that you were going under a different name, but that is, can you explain? I think what you're thinking about is the other business we started, which is still, I have a YouTube video out there that explains it, called Caprine Creations, LLC. We are not going to operate under that name, marketing-wise, so T-shirts and like the website, and as you know it, Syman Says Farms is what it is. The lotions.
It's just for like
it's
tax purposes.
tax legal purposes. Marketing wise, the brand name is still Syman Says Farms.
Yeah.
You will see Caprine Creations possibly on your receipts.
If you pay like through PayPal or something, our PayPal account is tied to Caprine Creations.
And you might start seeing it, like if you shop in the store, it might say it at the bottom of the receipt.
Of your receipt.
Stuff like that. So there's a lot going on in the back end that's getting changed. But will we create a t-shirt that says it? I don't know. And speaking of
t-shirts. For Grain for the Baby.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
you.
We
got to hit a thank you very much. And then I'll talk about a t-shirt in a second. No, hang on. I have to find it, silly. And the mouse keeps disappearing. Here, we'll do the one with you in it, Quinn. Because you were like 2 years old.
I was not 2 years old. I couldn't not talk.
You couldn't talk at 2? Okay, that one right there. Click the button. You... He clicked the wrong one. Oops, you put it on a new intro again.
Oh, boy.
Okay, we got to go to this one. Button. Are you ready? Click my finger. Good job.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my boy. Wow. Oh, my boy.
Oh, my boy.
You said, oh, boy. And I said, Buddha. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, Quentin, you and your
my Buddha. Okay.
Oh, yay.
So,
I was about to get serious for a minute.
Can you actually go to the website and drop the link in chat?
To
the Name That Goat while I explain what
keep talking.
Name That Goat means. Okay, so for a really, really long time, you guys have asked, can we name a baby? Can we name a baby? Can we name a baby? Can we name that baby, this baby, that baby? I'm finally letting you guys name a baby. And we are keeping this baby, so he will be here on.
So please pick a good name.
Please pick a good name. So on our website, we've talked about this. We've worked with our web developer on this. It should work. I hope it works. Please God, it works. But I created a product on our page. You guys are going to be voting or submitting votes for suggestions on what we should name this baby goat. Now, the picture, Aaron will put the picture up again once he's done copying and pasting the link. If our moderators can kind of hold on to that link somewhere safe and continue to drop it as we need to. That is a product, right? But it's your vote. You can vote as many times as you'd like. Each vote costs $1. So if you have, say, 5 different names that you'd love for us to at least entertain the idea of like that being the name, we will look at all suggestions. So submit your $1 vote, as many votes as you'd like. And Aaron and I, along with Angie and whoever else wants to be involved in this, and like, and Olivia, Quinn, you are Quinn. Tyler and Jake, we're all going to sit down.
Oh, do you want to be in the vote?
No.
Baby?
We're all going to sit down. You closed out your side chat. We're all going to sit down and pick from the however many names you all, there could be 3 names that you guys, nobody wants to vote for a name.
Right.
But however many names you guys suggest, we'll print them all out on a piece of paper. We'll pick our top 3 to 5 is my guess, depending on how many we really feel pulled towards. And then we'll post a poll somewhere where everybody in the community can vote. And that will be a free, like, everybody gets to suggest a name costs $1, but to vote ultimately, once we pick our top 3 or 5 or however many we decide, we will, everybody can vote on our top 3 to 5 names that we end up picking. Yeah. Does that make sense?
It makes
sense.
Did
I say that like not the right way?
Yeah. So even if you're not going to spend $1 to vote a name, when we get to the top 3,
everybody can.
There'll be a free live poll of some kind to vote.
No, everybody's going to be voting. So we're going to let everybody vote from now until like May 1st. That's like a week, right? Or is that only until Sunday?
No, that's not even a week. That's like till Sunday. That's not long enough.
Well, May 1st was a really good day.
That's not
Okay, never mind. So we'll leave it up. Oh yeah, no, that's only like 4 days. Well, let's make it a week and leave it up until next Wednesday, right? I mean,
yeah, make it at least a week. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave it up for about that long, and we'll keep you guys updated. You know, we're super organized around here, and we know what we're doing.
Yeah. I was gonna turn live chat off and on for a minute.
Why?
Because supposedly there's a number of people that can't type in live chat.
Oh,
They're
no.
getting some type of error that says timed out.
But that might have nothing to do with us.
I don't think it has anything to do with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I can do is click that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then pray to God we can turn it back on.
Yep. And then I'm gonna now go.
Oh goodness, y'all are going away.
Hang on.
I don't like this.
Yep. There. No chat.
Oh God.
And
it's
then,
so lonely.
And then I'm gonna edit again. And I'm gonna turn chat back on. Customize.
Oh boy.
Live chat back.
And save. And now everybody might need to refresh their screens.
Might need to refresh or do something. But I got people jumping into Facebook, coming over, saying that they
can't chat.
That they couldn't chat.
It could be a YouTube thing too.
Right.
Why would that? Yeah. Why would they
all on
say
YouTube side and not ours?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so somebody said it's working for me now. So that might be somebody who was timed out or whatever, and now they're back.
Yeah. So maybe that fixed it.
Well, we missed you.
Yeah, I'm coming back over here. We are here.
Wait, what's?
Yeah.
So who jumped over? Jan. Right here.
W.
Jan W jumped over to.
Okay, so is Jan W here now?
She jumped over to Facebook to let me know that hey, YouTube chat's not really working, and then we'll see if Jan W pops up in
YouTube.
In YouTube, then it worked.
But was it not working for her?
I'm assuming it wasn't because she jumped over, but maybe not.
No. Tracy said I was blocked by owner or mod and wouldn't let me in. Okay, that didn't happen. I mean, we didn't do
what
it.
just popped up there? It said another moderator just I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, you weren't blocked by us.
No.
Hey, it accidentally happens. I've done it before. Try and do that whole like double tap to rewind 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, and you accidentally.
And then it goes, you just blocked, and I go, oh my God,
yeah,
who did I?
But you can undo that right there from.
Right.
So I got the same error after my super chat.
Weird. That sounds like a YouTube thing. Unfortunately, we can't fix all that.
But they're here now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an issue with super chat? That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully it's working for many of you, and I apologize if you're not. Jump over to Facebook and you can chat there. You read Facebook chat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see Facebook here. Like, for example,
it's just different over there.
That just popped up.
Right.
Do you need a reservation? I would like to bring my 12-year-old grandson and my sister.
Oh, this is from Facebook. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're talking about goat snuggles, you got to go to our website and make your reservations through the Baby Goat Snuggle event.
Yeah.
And pick a day and time that we actually have room for.
Yeah, we said
sessions.
There's tickets available because we can only go up to so many people, and to keep the crowds at a reasonable size, that's how we do all that. And I'm going to try to give you that link here.
So he's copying, pasting. So yeah, like we were saying with the name the baby goat. Okay, so that I'm going to look right now to see if anybody has figured out how to do it. Well, they have. So
some people
there's been a couple suggestions so far.
So where do you get the suggestion? How do we?
Right here.
Oh. No, I know that, but like, give me a suggestion of a name somebody said, or can you not see that part?
I don't want to influence anybody.
Oh, good, but you see it?
Yes, goat name.
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
right there.
And this person put the name and also said it's Spanish.
Got it.
It's a Spanish word for
something else.
Something else.
Got it. Okay.
In honor of.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And then
this is
she
it.
even put the pronunciation,
Yeah.
just in case we don't know how to pronounce it. Actually, it was kind of.
Yeah.
It was.
I
kind
think
of
I already answered this question.
cute idea.
Are all the boys getting fixed, or are any of them going to breeding bucks? We don't know the answer to that right now.
So far, it's so far the ones who are sold are wethers, are pets.
So right now, this is a question that came in. Are you going to let Giovanni stay where he is, or go to move him into House of Pie? He's going to stay where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can if our moderators have been able to grab the link to the name suggestion, if you can please continue to drop it in chat so that people can click on those links. We're gonna program Nightbot to like he just did with the or she. If
Yes.
how they just did it with the spring launch, which probably gonna take down because summer's right around the corner.
Yeah.
We will make one that just comes around, and we'll also link it up to pin the post for at least a couple days because it's only going to be running for 7 days or whatever.
Just let Nightbot do it. Don't pin the post.
Okay.
Let Nightbot do it.
Well, for at least just for like this evening until I can do. I don't know. Whatever we'll do. So who is the new baby? So there's 2 new babies coming to the farm. We have Yoshi, the Alpine Buckling, and then we've got our La Mancha boy that we were talking about just now, who you guys are actually going to be voting and suggesting names, and we are going to pick a couple that then you guys get to finalize, kind of like we did with Moolala. When you guys named Moolala, the lotion, and then y'all voted on it. We picked our like top 3 fragrance names that we liked, and then ultimately you guys picked Moolala. Yep. So we'll do that, and then we'll do like a live reveal on like which name wins. Have fun with it. I saw this question a couple times. How long will Winnie and Winston
I saw that one
stay together? Undefined amount of time. I don't know is the answer. So we're not quite sure if where Winston will go, whether he'll go to House of Pie or whether he'll go and be a companion to one of either Yoshi or Heavy Chain. No. Sorry. If he'll go in with one of the breeding boys to be a companion. Not quite sure. So
Well, yeah, you got.
It wasn't their name, so I was like, I don't understand. Winnie Pearl and Winston Earl.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I was like, what? We've been. I noodled around with the idea very briefly, maybe for a day and a half to 2 days. I thought about the idea of keeping Winston intact and using him as Moo's legacy.
Right.
And I quickly decided that was not the right road for our Alpine breeding program. Mainly because he is the half sibling to Chanel, and he's a half sibling. It was too closely related, and I don't know where we're going to be in 18 months when I need to figure out if I'm breeding Winnie in the next 1.5 to 2.5 years from now.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know where my heart will be. I don't know. So it's still too soon to decide whether or not I'm going to be going down that road with Win.
Yeah. So very long answer possibly, but why did you start a goat farm?
Oh God, that's a really long answer.
It was really for milk.
I really didn't.
To drink milk.
Really want to start a goat farm.
No, it was.
I just wanted to have a couple goats for our family's milk consumption.
Right. We already had eggs to eat. We already had chickens to lay eggs and eat for meat, like we were raising our own food, right? And then it was like, okay, what's next? Cows are too big. Okay, goats. They can give us cheese and
milk.
And
was the big
milk
one.
And goat meat. No, not really interested. But we can do cheese and milk. Let's do that.
It was also because I had some experience growing up with
Right.
with goats, and I knew how funny and quirky and lovable they were. And when it came down to, did I want to go down the road of cows for milk or goats for milk, I did circle back to.
We also had babies. I mean, like human kids.
I circled around back to goats because
Yeah.
I figured based on their size, they were easier to care for. And I really ultimately, to your point, at the end of the day, I could not see our young children safely being, and this might be a misconception on my part, but I could not see my
Right.
young children safely being around a full-size dairy cow.
Right.
And I figured the amount of milk too. I didn't need a
Right.
cow's worth of milk a day. I needed like a goat's
Well,
worth of
now
milk
that
a day.
we see how much Jake drinks in milk at a 16-year-old, cow's worth probably would have been a good idea. Could have been.
Yeah, but so at the end of the day, it was goats one,
Yep.
and then we got into showing them with 4-H and the local ag fairs. I don't know, and it just kind of happened.
It just kind of happened. That's it.
Just kind of happened.
All right, I'm going to go fast on a couple of these. Where will the new baby bucks be housed? Still learning all that. The two new ones might live together in the red barn for a little while.
I think we're going to have to set up some temporary pens so they can go outside.
Right, so they can get an outside area, probably with the FEMA trailers of some kind. We can do a big FEMA trailer setup. They could go in and out, outside, inside, red barn-ish area. That's kind of the idea for now, where the two new ones will live together.
Yeah. I know it sounds really morbid,
yeah,
but I don't, and I don't want to scare anybody, make anybody sad, but just anticipate.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen ultimately, but my gut feeling is that I don't know if Giovanni is going to make it through rut this year. It was so stressful on him last year. I don't know that in his current state if he's strong enough to make it through.
So I said it earlier. He's doing fine.
Yeah, he is.
For what he's dealing with, he's doing fine.
And the medicine is keeping him comfortable, and he's not suffering right now.
Right.
But I am anticipating how stressful rut is on a healthy buck. I just don't know. So y'all need to kind of prepare yourselves as I'm preparing myself, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If it doesn't happen, then praise Jesus it didn't happen. And he was strong enough to make it through rut. I cannot castrate him.
No.
I asked both Dr. Kara and Dr. Lindsay, and both of them said, no, don't castrate him. Rut is breeding season for a boy.
So it's when their hormones go into full swing and all they want to do is breed, and it takes a lot of energy. They need to bulk up to close to 200 plus pounds, and Giovanni won't get there. He will not get that heavy to be able to.
So what happens when they go into rut is all they think about is breeding. And they are stress pacing. They're up and down their fence lines. They're protecting their territory, and they spend very little time eating.
Yeah.
And so they're on a lot of grain, and we feed them as much hay as they'll eat, but they don't eat. All they're doing is trying to figure out where's the next girl coming from. And it's a very emotionally stressful time on a male. So it's why I wanted to castrate Giovanni so he didn't have to go through that. But he's not healthy enough to be able to make it through sedation for his castration. I wish I had known about Giovanni's issue earlier so we could have I don't know. I don't know what will happen, and I'm not saying that he's not going to make it through rut. I just am trying to anticipate issues.
Right.
And I won't let him suffer. So we know he has cancer. So it's all about quality of life from today till his last day, whenever that might be. And maybe I'm totally wrong. I've never had a goat with cancer. I don't know how it's going to be. But we've already talked with Dr. Kara that the moment we think he's suffering, that's it.
Yeah.
I won't let him. And that's going to be a really hard day.
Right. Of course. Here's an interesting question, and we don't have boar goats, so I don't even know if you're going to be able to answer.
Okay.
Okay.
My granddaughter is going to show a goat. Cool. School told her get a boar is $300 too much. She is going to get a weathered male too.
There's a lot going on there.
Okay, so you're right. I don't have.
Right.
Okay. Are we doing a market show goat?
Yeah, exactly.
Or are we doing a dairy show goat? Because you're not going to want to get a boar.
Right.
You can't show a boar goat. A boar goat is a meat goat.
Yeah.
So this would be a market show.
Right.
Goat, which means you would. I don't know about the show meat market goats. I've never done it.
Yeah.
And actually, the shows that we went to in our area, we don't even show meat goats.
Right, they don't.
In this area. So because in cows, they do the meat cow
show
and then the next day is the dairy cow. So I actually don't know if you want to show male. I can only imagine you wouldn't be allowed to bring an intact male to.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's why I said there was a lot going on there
I don't know.
So unfortunately,
I would say if it's a dairy goat show, you need to have a dairy breed, and a boar goat is not a dairy breed. But if we're talking about like a meat market, a market goat show, then a boar goat is a good goat. And I don't know what a fair market value is for a meat goat.
No idea.
No idea.
How long? I think we answered this. I've seen it like 100 times. How long will Winnie and wants to be able to stay?
I said, didn't I say undefined?
Undefined, but we obviously have to castrate him.
He'll be castrated along with everybody else because, like I said, it's. I
think my scroll stayed back too far.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if he'll go to House of Pie or if he is gonna go as a companion for one of the new bucklings. Oh yeah, to those of you who don't know who Giovanni is because you're new, which is fine. Giovanni is our La Mancha dad to all the La Mancha babies.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a big deal. He was our very first breeding buck on the farm. And he was the type of baby that when you came home from like your real job, he would give hugs. And I mean like back legs wrapped around your belly and top legs wrapped around your arms. He would give hugs. We have that picture somewhere.
Yeah.
He also had the longest, most beautiful eyelashes. And he gives that to some of his babies. In fact, the picture I posted of Maddie and Mason in the kidding stall, you can see Maddie's beautiful lashes that she has. Those come from Giovanni. He gives them to some of his babies and they're breathtaking. Okay, I have seen this question a lot. Go ahead.
I just threw this up there. I've never heard of it, so it's something to ask about.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
Yep.
I've never even heard of that medication. If it's a medication, I assume it is.
Yep.
I'll ask Dr. Kara if there's anything that can prevent it. It might not be as effective as we think it is or hope it is. But I did see a question from Haley. Why did you decide on keeping Bonnie, Vixen, Dolce, and Gianna? So she knows why we're keeping Winnie and Winston. It comes down to the future. So after this kidding season, it became this kidding season. we're retiring a lot of goats. And so the reason we're keeping so many girls this year is for the future. That's all I can say. That's not to say that the girls that we're keeping, that their mothers are the ones being retired. It's not. Because Vixen 80's not being retired. Grace isn't being retired.
You're basically answering this question.
Greta's not being retired. But, goats like Lucy, Sadie, Charlotte, Genevieve, possibly Amy, they are. And Rainy's still up in the air too. So that's a lot. I mean, I think we calculated there might only be 6 girls next year that we're actually breeding.
Yep. It might be a very quiet year next year, which is something we could probably all use.
Kind of what we need.
Kind of the point.
But again, it was rough, and we are still healing from everything that happened this year. So I don't know where I'll be at the end of the summer when it is finally time to make those decisions. There's some hard lines in the sand that, no, Lucy, Sadie, and Charlotte are done. They're going to be 9 years old next year. Yeah. There's no reason, even though Charlotte took the 1 year off, there's no reason to breed them again. They deserve retirement. We get this question a lot too at Goat Snuggles, like, what does retirement mean on our farm? Because a lot of times farms oh my gosh, I read Peggy's, I didn't even read that question, but Peggy just asked it. So
well, I just threw up Sarah's, which is basically what you're talking about, and now I'll go throw up Peggy's.
What happens to those retired females? So that's a good question, and on different farms it means something different. On our farm, it means that they go live in House of Pie, which is like our retirement / fraternity house. And they live there until their last day. Like we let them live their happy little lives until they pass of old age. Like we don't ever send off our animals to butcher or sell them to somebody else. Like, you go live at that farm now because you're no longer productive. Our girls on our farm, and that's how we run our farm. That doesn't mean that it's the right or the wrong or the good or the bad that anybody else is doing. This is just how we do it so that we can sleep good at night. These are our girls, first and foremost. These are family members to us. And that's where sometimes Dr. Kara is like,
you crazy.
You guys are crazy. And it's like, I know.
It's dead.
It's not like financially smart to do it that way, but I love my goats, and I could never, ever sell Lucy, Sadie, Charlotte, any of them. I bottle fed them. Like it's not happening.
Oh my God, they just called it.
What?
I literally pulled up the calculator. Right there, calculator. Okay. Because I was about to prepare for the next part of this conversation, and somebody already asked up there, Bonnie, does this mean House of Pie needs an expansion? So I was doing some math over here. The inside, follow me quickly, you math people. The inside section of House of Pie is 48 by 12, right? 48 times 12 is 576 square feet. The universe,
it's bigger than our lotion room.
The room we make all our products in. The University of Tennessee, I want to say, or Kentucky, or one of them that's really big on goats, says that the average goat only needs 20 square feet of space inside. Now, I don't believe that. That's too small. But that means I can fit 28 goats in House of Pie currently. But I also did that math wrong. Let's redo our math again. Clear. It's 48 feet long, but 12 feet of it is human, so, right? It's where we store the hay.
Yeah.
So 48 minus 12 gets 36. Us 36 times the 12-foot width gets us 432 square feet. Still more room than we make all our products in.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that.
And no, we probably won't.
Oh, never mind. We won't get to that.
Divide that by 20. at 21 goats is what it says we can fit.
And there's
in
like
House
what,
of
6
Pie.
or 7
There's
in there
7
now?
in there now.
Yeah.
I think 21 stretching it. That's a little tight. But my point is, it'll be fine if you decide to move 5 or 6 over and you're sitting at 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
But we are looking at a possible remodel to House of Pie, which would make more interior room.
I would rather blow out the back.
Yeah, or possibly blow out the back and basically
make a little like
kind of like
a lean, not a lean
like
to, but
right.
whatever those were.
Kind of like the way the rabbit section sits on Cassie's castle now. That part gets blown out, and then the wall literally comes off, gets moved, gets put back on, and then 2 sidewalls get built. And we have to do something with a
House
roof.
of Pie is not small.
Yeah, it's not small. House of Pie is big. For those goat snugglers that have been here before, if you walk over to House of Pie, it is not small.
Yeah, it's big.
Kathy.
Come on now.
Yeah.
He just wants meatballs.
Meatballs. That's a lot of meatballs.
He just wants meatballs.
Yeah.
And not his meatballs.
No.
This sounds
weird.
weird.
I called her out in.
He wants your meatballs.
I called her out and she got mad at me because I put too many breadcrumbs in my meatballs.
Yeah, she almost had a heart attack.
I know.
Can we do like a little thank you very much or
sure.
Happy
let me find one.
A happy thank you.
A happy thank you. Hang on. I gotta find it. I am going to go with no, we're not gonna use that one.
Mm-mm.
No, we're gonna not that one either. Oh my goodness. We only have one.
We really only have 2 that we can use.
Okay, we're going back to Billy. Not
telling
tomorrow.
Me what to do.
Telling her what to do during the muted 30 seconds.
Oh, Peggy's got all the good questions today.
Yeah.
The OG questions, the ones that you kind of need to know about in order to be like a true villager, even though everybody's a villager.
Oh, they're all villagers, but it's that.
No, but like you have to know like what's HOP, what's House of Pie, why is it called House of Pie?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I told you, Peggy has all of the good questions tonight.
Yes.
So she asked, why is it called House of Pie? Okay, so both of our goat barns on the property have names. Okay, so the big barn that you guys watch and like the outside area is called Cassie's Castle. Cassie was our very first pregnant goat ever on the property. She gave us our first set of babies. And she was a Toggenburg, and she was actually the mom to Amy and Deandra, who we still have. And she is the grandmother to she's, I think, 2 greats, right? 2 greats or 1 great? Oh, no.
Wait, I gotta prepare for this day.
Oh, you're preparing.
I'm already
You're
prepared.
preparing.
Yeah, okay.
So Cassie, we ended up losing her about a month after her triplets were born. Again, hate triplets. I love triplets, but only when they work out, which is very rare. For us, that's not a common theme on other people's farms. But yeah, so Cassie was our first mom. She was the first goat I ever gave a shot to, like medicine shot to. She was my teaching goat. The reason I had her, I didn't realize it at the time, was she was meant to teach me. And she did. She taught me so much about caring for goats, how to milk goats, how to give medicine, how to be on top of like my gut feeling. And at the end of the day, she succumbed to bleeding somewhere in her body. We believe that she bloated on some spring grass, which is why I'm a little on top of making sure they have baking soda this time of year. And that created an ulcer within her rumen. And then she bled. She was also the very first goat Dr. Kara ever gave a goat-to-goat blood transfusion to. And it didn't work. And we lost her that afternoon. We fought for probably a week. It felt like about a week. But during this time, we were building the barn that you guys currently sit in, because at the time they were in the red barn, and the red barn had been pushed to the middle of the paddock where everybody plays now. while we built Cassie's Castle behind it. So we named the barn Cassie's Castle because she's essentially buried right
behind it,
like near Moose and
almost right near Moose. Yeah.
The boys area. But she was the queen of our herd at the time, when we only had 6 goats. But it's definitely her castle.
While you're on the topic, it's a tough question.
It depends on who you ask.
It's like, how long do dogs usually live? It
depends on the breed.
And
I always give this nice round answer of like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah,
it really depends. Yeah. And once you start throwing breeding in the mix, it really changes. Because you don't know when you're going to hit that bump in the road in breeding, like we did this year. But yeah, I would say, when we told Dr. Kara that like our older alpines, like our first round of goats are 8 years old. I remember her saying for Moo, like, because she was turning 7 a few days later. And when Kara asked, like, how old is Moo? And I told her, I was like, she's going to be 7 in like 3 days. She said, that's getting up there for an alpine. It's for the alpine.
Yeah.
Other breeds might live longer, but it's for an alpine. Anyway, I don't believe that. I think it's more like 12 to 15 years. But we haven't had goats that long. We've had goats for 8 years. Okay, so then how did it get its name House of Pie? Similar reason, not really too similar, but it's after one of our goats. His name is Pie. He was born on Pie Day, March 14th. And Olivia was 4 years old at the time, and this little baby comes out, and she scoops up her baby, and she looks at Dad and says, "This is my baby," in her 4-year-old cute little self. And
yeah, kind of like that old.
Yes.
Pretty much.
It would be about that old.
About that old. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little older.
That was 5 years ago. So.
Yeah, so 1 year later.
1 year later.
Like that. Oh my God, my hair is down.
Okay, wait a second. Let's go back real quick. Ready? No, name all the goats in this picture.
Dude, I can't do that.
Okay. There's only 2.
There's 3 goats in that picture.
Oh yeah, 1.
Oh, remember?
2,
I don't remember that baby's name, but remember had the brown spots on its butt.
Oh yeah, you're right. And then there's one way back. Oh yeah.
I can't name those babies.
I can't do it either. Nope, can't.
Sorry.
Do it. Long time ago.
Yeah. It was so yeah, Pie was born. His twin sister, and he's from Charlotte. His twin sister is Apple, so Apple Pie. And she fell in love with Pie. And he was our very first weathered boy, meaning neutered boy, that we ever kept. And I knew, because Cassie's Castle is the mom and baby barn, I don't have room for weathered boys. But we had always talked about putting a barn on the other side of the driveway so that we didn't have to mow out there. And it would be like that overflow barn. And so we built House of Pie.
Yep.
For Pie.
We, as in the 2 of us and you guys.
Right. You guys helped raise money for House of Pie.
I think they did that one like behind our back. They like set up some GoFundMe and was like, build a new barn. And we were like, what? Yeah. And then we built a new barn.
Right. I think that was done behind our backs.
Something like that. Yes. Which, don't get me wrong, we appreciate it, but it was a little crazy.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody somewhere asked, there's some really weird questions coming by, which I happened to skip on purpose. But there was one here that I saw, and I figured I might as well bring it up. Why is it called House of Pie? We just said that. It is not the Thunderdome. I see that there are now 2 people that want to rename it to the Thunderdome because Thunder lives in there, that goat. No, Thunder is not getting the building named after him.
It will always be House of Pie.
Yep. Oh, here it is. This is a good question. Aaron, are you going to build the same feeder like House of Pie in Cassie's Castle so Greta won't waste hay? No. And the reason I won't do that, and I said it in the video, That feeder was designed for adult goats only. Because of the size of the holes, they are not good for baby goats. You need full-size goats for that feeder. I don't think mom would appreciate that, would want that feeder.
I still don't like that there's holes on the underneath.
Oh, I don't think she would like that feeder in House of Pie. I mean, in Cassie's Castle. Now, I do think a little addition on Cassie's Castle's feeder might have to happen, where it just goes up another, like, 3-sided, same wood pattern that we're using today, but like a 1.5 feet taller, so they stop pulling all our hay out, because they do waste a ton of hay. But that's it. And somebody said, if you're here at Goat Snuggles, yes, you can go over and see House of Pie, but we usually don't go inside House of Pie. Yes, but you can definitely go up to the fence and say hi. And if there's dandelions, you can feed them those too.
Yeah.
Which we have throughout our grass.
So many.
You just pick them and walk to the fence, and they'll eat them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Greta wastes a lot of hay.
Yeah, Greta's the biggest culprit.
Yes.
I
Somebody
don't have any questions on my screen.
You don't? Wow.
So,
Wow.
but I know there was one. Something about, do I keep up with Sue and Sky
that's what I saw.
and all of that? Yeah. So, I definitely talk with Sue behind the scenes. We have hours-long conversations on everything to do with
from
Sky.
Goats to life in general to streaming
We're
24/7.
definitely we're definitely talking. There's a lot going on, but ultimately, and you all know this, once the goats aren't mine, I don't feel comfortable sharing that information, because they're not my goats anymore, and it's not my news anymore. So if anything is happening that with Sky, you're going to hear about it from Sue. Same thing with like Bo and Nina and Stephen and Kelly's goats. Like, that's their news to share. So
and if they share
with
us and tell us,
and
we
if
should
they
give it out.
say you can share, but like Sue has her own platform, and she's very good about keeping everybody, up to date and informed and all that. So, but yes, I absolutely am more than following along. I'm right there with Sue.
Yeah. Here's a good question from the face space.
Who will you breed Dolce to? Ultimately, I have another 18 months to decide, but it will not be moose. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Question about Cache Valley. Would it make a difference if you change breeding seasons to stay away from mosquitoes? Yeah. Wow, we have talked about this and like almost talked it to death. There's so many different factors, and I'm going to go through them all right now. So might as well stop looking for questions.
No. Before you go through them, I found what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Because I saw a couple things. Whatever. I'm going to go back to way back to the whole Caprine Creations, Syman Says Farms.
Okay.
Let me start with, this is a business, right? This is what we do for a living. This is how we make our money. We do not make our money off baby goats. That doesn't even pay for half the hay we use every year. So somebody commented in chat somewhere, you still sell these baby goats for money? Yes, we do.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Give them away for free?
Right. Give them away for free or keep them all? That wouldn't work. Google chicken math. It doesn't work. So, yes, this is a business. It's not a charity. It's pretty darn close to a nonprofit, because all the money goes back to the business, meaning more hay, more vet bills, more whatever, all of it. The business gets bigger, the products get fancier, whatever. So that's that part. This brought it to my attention because David is correct. Syman Says Farm seems to be the only goat farm on YouTube that doesn't breed 1-year-old goats. That's because we don't breed for the money, right? We are not breeding and taking the baby goat away instantly because we need 100% of that milk. I've said it in videos before.
Look at our website right now.
Look at our website. Look at how sold out we are on stuff.
That's because Winnie and Winston are drinking your goat milk.
From last year.
Like the frozen goat milk that we saved for the business.
Right.
I'm sorry, but when the shit hits the fan, I will always put the animals first.
Yeah, babies before business. Hence the reason we appreciate all the lurkers who watch on YouTube, because if you watch our videos, we make money elsewhere, right? So I just wanted to get that off my chest because David pointed it out, and I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Like somebody did ask, at what age do you start breeding the females? And
correct.
We do not breed
year one.
The first, right? So it would be their first time going into heat. Little Winnie, in about 3 months,
right,
can be bred. She will come into heat. I will not breed a 9-month-old baby. So there's a saying that I tell my teenagers: just because she can doesn't mean you should. Right. So just because she can be bred doesn't mean she should be bred. And we get this question all the time at Goat Snuggles and in chat and everything. Well, what makes them ready to be bred? And there's an entire list of things that I require them to pass.
Now, I don't want any other goat farmer thinking you're wrong, that we're saying you're wrong because you do it your way. No, that's not what I'm saying.
This is a how we do channel.
Correct. Because
not a how-to channel.
Genetically, if they were all born and we left them alone, they would breed year one and they would be successful, sort of. But there's pros and cons against it. So David's right. We've decided to hold back.
In our history, right? In our research that we've done and what we are comfortable doing is waiting that extra year.
Yeah.
Because birthing complications do go up because the mom isn't done growing.
Right.
Her hips are still too narrow. She's still growing her own body, and now you're expecting her to create life while she's still trying to grow herself.
Right.
There's some statistics that say that when you breed a young animal who's not done growing, it can stunt the mom's growth.
Yeah.
There's other research that can prove that wrong, but I'm not taking that chance. Our vet has educated us through her own experience, and I'm just not willing. Pregnancy in general is a risk. Every time we breed these animals, you are risking their life, even if you do it all the right way. Look at Moo.
Yeah.
Okay? We hit the check marks. She hit those check marks in the fall.
She was 100% healthy.
She didn't struggle with worms. Check. She's a great weight. Check. She was able to raise her kids last year and maintain her body weight. Check. She did it all right.
And things still go wrong.
And we still lost her.
Yeah.
So imagine if she didn't hit those checks.
Right.
And we just bred willy-nilly. And this is where I get a little passionate about and a little worked up, because there's a whole community of people who make this rash decision about us as breeders. And we fall under this tainted category of animal breeders. And I understand where they're coming from, because not everybody makes these decisions ethically.
Oh, 100%.
They make it for their pockets. Right. And it's laughable if y'all really knew how much money we don't make off of these goats. Like it's laughable. So then to be accused that, we're just in it for the money, it's like, oh, honey, if you only knew.
Right.
So I am not going to put a girl in a pen knowing that they have struggled with worms or struggled to feed their babies. It's one of the reasons Amy is being retired. Amy is not age appropriate for being retired. Amy is struggling feeding her babies. Her babies are significantly smaller than everybody else's who are the same age. Yep. They're constantly nursing on her because they're a little hungry.
And even last year, she was hard to, for us.
And she's not an easy milker.
She's not an easy milker.
And if she's not, she has healthy kids. She's a great mom, and she has very easy births. But that's not all you need to do as a mom. So there's other things that she has to be able to do, and she's not doing them. So yes, Amy is going to be retired. It's a non-negotiable. I don't want to put her through that again. I don't want to put another set of babies through it. It seems to me as she gets older, her milk production is actually going down. And I'm seeing that in the size of her kids.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it. So I think we get a bad rep just because there are so many other people out there who aren't doing it maybe the same way we are. But it's not the most cost-effective way to do it.
Well, it goes back to the other practices we have too of letting all the moms raise their babies.
Yeah.
That's not normal in the industry. I mean, what is normal and what isn't? But I mean,
so I would say standard.
Sitting here on this couch for an hour and a half, weeding through the stupid questions that come in, like you still sell these goats for money? Like, okay, whatever. And then David realizing, like, these guys are the only people I've seen that don't breed the goats the first year.
Well, I would love to know what we're supposed to do with all of these goats. Like,
it doesn't matter, but
I'm just like, it's like, well, do you expect me to give them away for free?
Right.
Or do you expect me to not sell them at all? I mean, how do you go and do this year over year and keep all of the babies? It's not feasible. I can't do this. I would be done right now this year. We have too many goats to keep on this property that I feel comfortable taking care of. Like, we could do it, but we'd run into other issues. So I don't know. I don't know, what we're supposed to do with all of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Unless share them with other people that want goats.
Okay, I need to do my. You were about to answer something that was going to be long, and I took.
It was about Cache Valley and breeding.
So
breeding differently. Yeah.
You still remember?
Yeah.
Okay, because I had one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
While I was on the whole business side of this conversation.
Not all questions are stupid.
No, not
Very
at all.
few of them are stupid.
No, not at all.
I actually believe there's no such thing as a stupid question. It's an opportunity to educate.
Correct.
I think some questions come from ignorance, which again, ignorance has this weird connotation, but sometimes you just don't know. And this is our opportunity to educate.
Right. And maybe it's my fault. Maybe that question wasn't supposed to be a jab, but we get a lot of them. And that one, the way it was worded was worded.
Sometimes you cannot.
It was worded weird.
Hear tone of voice either.
Yeah.
Maybe she was genuinely interested in.
Right.
So
the next thing was somebody said it earlier about, okay, so this is a business. We like lawyers and tax people and a business, a true business. I'm just going to put it out there as a PSA. We don't care if you take our content and put it on the Syman Says Farms live page on Facebook, because that's repurposing our live camera feed and putting it on our Facebook group feed. We actually don't even care if you take it and post it on your own. Some people have put it on their own Instagram, oh, this was so cute, tag us. I saw it at Syman Says Farms, give us the credit. But what we cannot happen, and I hope the people watching aren't all upset, we cannot have people taking our content and making their own t-shirts. This is all copyrighted material. You can't take a picture from our social media, Facebook now. If you're here at Goat Snuggles and you take your own picture, I can't stop you. Do whatever you want with it. But you can't take our content and turn it into something you're creating. It's a copyright infringement. So I just want to put that out there. So legally, I've said it. It's now recorded. It's on this video. That's it. I just ask that you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, if you have suggestions, because I just saw somebody put it, they want a t-shirt of the Wind Twins, we know that it's in the back of our, maybe we'll make that, and it might come out. But there's been other requests that we're not willing to do. And out of respect for Moo, we're not willing to do it. But other people might do it behind the scenes, and we don't think it's right. So that's it.
But what's done is done.
What's done, it's done.
And no hard feelings.
No hard feelings. Wear it. Enjoy it. Whatever. I know it wasn't meant to be malicious or meant to create your own business or whatever. But legally, I just have to say it. Yeah. So it's on the record. And that's it.
Okay.
Good.
So Cache Valley virus. So we have so many new people here, so I feel like I'm a broken record. For those of you who don't know, Cache Valley virus is a mosquito-borne virus that affects babies in utero.
Baby goats and sheep.
Well, even humans.
Even
but we won't get there.
Yes.
I'm specifically talking about baby goats. The mom, if bitten by an infected mosquito, prior to say 28 days pregnant, she will miscarry the babies, and us as the breeders will think that she just didn't take, and she's cycling again, and then we put her back in with the boys and try to breed her again. Kind of no harm, no foul kind of thing. Now, if she's bitten between day 28 and 45, now we have an issue. That is the time of the pregnancy that is the babies are most affected by Cache Valley virus, and it causes deformities such as the cleft palates, encephalitis, fluid where it shouldn't be, skeletal deformities, joints being put on backwards, sideways, in and out. Like, it's an ugly, ugly virus. We got hit with it 5 or 6 years ago. Danica was our first goat that had a baby that was Cache Valley. He presented in, he was a stillborn, but he was born with a giant basketball belly full of fluid. We got the head and his legs out. He presented totally normal, but then we could not get the rest of him out. And it did turn out that he had this just massive fluid-filled abdomen that was, I don't know, 4 times bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, it was
very massive.
Big. It was.
He was stillborn, and then Peggy Sue came out with her front leg joint on backwards or sideways or not normal. And there's some old videos on our YouTube channel of Peggy Sue. And, you know, I don't know how she grew into that leg. But Dr. Kara had said, like, you know, there's plenty of healthy 3-legged goats. If it's an unusable leg and that's the only issue she has, she can have a happy, fulfilled life with 3 legs. So she's at an equestrian property, 40 something plus acres. I haven't heard from their owners in years. We've had a couple other Cache Valley babies on the farm. Poppy's brother was a Cache Valley baby. Poppy then was a Cache Valley baby. We didn't know it at the time, but her issue with her autoimmune and how she was just always so sick, that could have been how she was affected by Cache Valley. Roman is a Cache Valley baby. He was born with an enlarged heart. Nevaeh was part of his triplets, and she passed she passed just after birth. Mm-hmm. And it turned out that she had fluid where it shouldn't have been. Her kidney, something with the connection of her kidneys and to the rest of her body wasn't right. And she had fluid on her brain as well. And then Aerie was a Cache Valley baby, and Frio. Those are confirmed Cache Valley. The babies born this year from Rainey and Deandra, we're not quite sure if they were or if they weren't, but the initial blood work said no. It was not the most accurate way to test for Cache Valley, however. So I have a hard time believing that it was something other than Cache Valley, only because it was 2 moms and 2 different breeds, so 2 different dads, and somehow the 2 babies still had cleft palates and then Clip whatever his issues were.
Right.
I have a hard time believing that it was something other than Cache Valley. It's kind of like one of those things where if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Right. So fast forward a couple of years, when you brought it up the first time, the CDC was like, yeah, no Cache Valley in New England. It's not cold. It's not warm enough up there in November.
Cache Valley doesn't.
Mosquitoes. The mosquitoes aren't around in November. It's not warm enough in New England, all that kind of stuff.
Well, they told us Cache Valley doesn't exist in New England. It's only a Western.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It's only like out in Utah is where it originated out there. But it's only a Southern thing. You know, you guys don't have it up here. And I'm like, really? Because I have the blood work from Cornell to prove it. But so now, I'm not going to fight with you.
So now, supposedly, they are.
Now they know it's here.
They know it's here.
Fast forward 5 years, 6 years. Now the CDC knows it's here. Now all the local animal universities are talking about Cache Valley this, Cache Valley that. Here's how to prevent it. There's no preventing it.
No preventing.
All you can do is breed accordingly. And there's, like y'all are saying, there's no vaccine. Nope. There's no money in goats. Nobody's going to invest in goats to make a vaccine. If this was something that affected horses and cows, you bet your ass there would be a vaccine. But there's nothing meant for goats. So we don't have vaccines. The solution is to breed later. So instead of breeding in late September and October.
Well, the suggestion is to breed later, not the solution, because it causes even other problems.
I was getting there.
I know.
Yeah. So the most effective way to kind of prevent Cache Valley is to breed later. When they enter that day 28 to 45, you want it to be pretty much December by that point, and hope that we don't have one of those 70-degree days in December like we've been having.
Yeah.
New England just is not getting cold enough like it used to in October and November. We used to have snow in October. We don't have that anymore.
No,
it's
not really.
Still like Indian summer.
Yeah. But it's going to be freezing tomorrow.
Right. So now's a perfect time to breed them.
Crazy.
No,
that was a joke.
It was a joke because they don't come into.
Yeah, they're not being.
So that is also the issue. It's like we can't just go and be like, hey, let's breed them in March or April or February. You can't do that. They're seasonal breeders. They only come into heat September through January, say. But their most fertile window is September and October. So if you skip that beautiful heat cycle that you see all the goats come into, you skip it, you might not see it in November. Then what do you do?
Right.
And then you go and you see, how would it affect the business side of things? But you go and look at how is it going to affect if I breed later, say I breed in November. Now I'm looking at possibly like April and May kids. Right?
Yep.
What comes out in May?
Flies.
What are we doing in May? Like if we're delivering babies in April or May and the moms are clearing out their uteruses for 4 to 6 weeks after they have their babies and there's flies out, and now you've got moms with bloody tails, just clearing out, you're going to have issues with flies. You're going to have issues with the babies not having age immunity once that spring grass starts to grow. And because we're not getting cold enough
all the bugs
in the winter, all the parasites are still growing in the grass because they haven't died off from the frost.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to push your foot. Sorry. Go ahead and put it back up.
And now the babies don't have that age immunity to fight off any kind of parasites. And now it's spring rain. So the coccidia is out and they're being disbudded with the flies out. And also it's like, okay, great. So you're replacing one issue with another. I mean, you can't win.
Yeah. So that's why I said it was a suggestion to breed later, not a like the. I can't remember what other word it was, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I got lost.
So there's a lot to think about. And then we were thinking, well, why don't we breed earlier? If we breed in January, if we breed for January babies,
right,
then you're hoping that by the time the mosquitoes are out in like a lot of like they're far enough along, and then it won't affect that 28 to 45th day. Okay. Yeah. Now you're dealing with something I never even thought about. Dr. Kara was like, oh, you don't want to breed for January babies, then you have frostbite teats.
Yeah.
And I was like, frostbite teats? Yep. I don't want that.
No.
Not to mention, I mean, I was always thinking the babies would be cold, and now you'd be like worried about the babies being cold. Their ears are cold. We have the heating barrels.
What are you doing?
We have the heating barrels, which I would hope is enough in January. We've had the one set of twins in January by accident. Thank you, Greta.
Yes. And those two came out weird. So yeah.
Well, they didn't have ears to start with, so they were fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never even thought about frostbite teats.
Nope.
So no thanks.
Nope, never thought about that.
Yeah. So too early, you run into complications. Too late, you run into complications. Right on time, you run into complications.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's maddening is what it is. It's the stuff that keeps me up at night.
Yep. And now I'm going on to a new question.
I hope that answered your question.
It probably did. For those of you that didn't know what cash, and yes, it can affect humans too. It's ugly if it ends up in humans.
Yeah. It's super rare though, so don't freak out.
How do you know when it's time to wean bottle-fed babies?
They're fat
it's a
and
schedule.
They're old enough.
It's literally a schedule. We went on a 12-week schedule, and they go down to, I think 11 or 12 weeks. It's flexible. It's not written in stone.
It is a fluid.
And to what Liz just said, they're fat enough, and they're drinking water, so they go down to 3 bottles. I want to say Friday, and then they go for.
It actually should have been today.
I think it was supposed to be.
Well, today. So last week I made it
you moved
Tuesday.
You moved it like a day or two earlier.
And it should have been today. I think was supposed to be. They went from 4 bottles to 3 bottles.
Right. It might have been today. So maybe tomorrow they go down to 3. I don't know, and then they'll do that for a couple days, 5, 6, 7 days.
Yep. Every Wednesday, I think, is supposed to be the day that they go down a bottle.
Oh, goodness.
And they are almost 9 weeks old, or they are 9 weeks old now.
Yeah.
They should be off milk by 12 weeks.
Yeah, like off by 12 weeks. So that last week, they're at like 1 bottle a day. Yeah. Good morning, here's your bottle. And then after that, there's no bottle. That's coming soon. But obviously, we go to 3 bottles first, and then 2, and then 1, and then they're done. That's how you do it.
So Amanda had a follow-up question about Cache Valley and Evelyn and Rainy.
Yeah.
Evelyn and it was something about, will Evelyn and Rainy be in the clear of Cache Valley when you come to breed them? Mm-hmm. The only issue with Cache Valley in an adult is potentially some infertility issues.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I mean, it's not out of the realm of normal for a Cache Valley mom. But the moms are supposed to hold immunity. And here's how little we know about Cache Valley, because back when Danica had Cache Valley, back when Rainy and Moo had Cache Valley 2 years ago, Dr. Kara told us they should hold immunity from Cache Valley for the next five-ish years. The first year has the most immunity, and it just kind of diminishes year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5 until the goat no longer has immunity. And I'm like thinking, that's great. So if my whole herd gets infected, which is fine, then they all hold immunity, and for about the next 5 years. I'm thinking, I got this thing solved, right?
Yep.
No,
didn't work.
Rainy was tested for Cache Valley this year to see if she in fact had it again, and that's why Carter was born with a cleft palate. not Carter, Sky, was born with a cleft palate. And regardless of whether or not Sky is a result of the Cache Valley, Rainey's blood work came back with 0 antibodies for Cache Valley. Why is that infuriating? Because she tested positive just 2 years ago. So she should hold at least some antibodies.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she was reinfected this past year or not, she should hold immunity, some kind of antibodies in her blood work. Why didn't she have any?
I don't know.
Not a single one.
I failed biology.
Not a single one. It wasn't even like she had like 3 antibodies. Mm-hmm. She had negative.
0.
No, if she had negative. And I'm like, how can you be negative?
Yeah. There you go.
It's infuriating. And the response, because there's just no information out there about goats and Cache Valley, the response from the vets are like, I guess they don't hold immunity. What do you mean, you guess? Because it's called practicing medicine.
Yep.
Okay. I'm feeling a little warm.
She is. Yep. Yep. She is.
But
okay.
this is legit the stuff that we talk about on the daily. Like, how are we going to do this next year? How do we go and do this next year when there's so many of these questions we just don't have answers to? Okay, next question. Sorry.
Have you considered making a t-shirt just for goat snugglers only to purchase at your store?
Oh,
No. Because t-shirts come in all different sizes. Mm-hmm. Maybe something like a mug or something in the store for sale that's not soap, lotion, stuff like that. I have thought of it. I mean, Swanky sauce, whatever. I have thought of something with our logo on it that can be like, I don't know, a goat snuggling yoga mat. I have no idea. But something like, oh my God, I snuggled goats today.
I mean,
want one of these.
We do make blankets.
Right.
That you could bring, and I would not.
Yeah, don't bring those.
I would not,
blankets.
because those are really nice blankets and a goat will pee on it.
Yeah, don't bring those.
It will happen.
Yeah.
Follow up.
Yeah. So I have thought of it, but not a t-shirt.
Are the stud goats tested too?
No.
So that's the thing. Like, it doesn't pass. When an adult goat is bit by this mosquito, right? And it has Cache Valley virus, it doesn't pass like that. It doesn't affect the boy's sperm. It doesn't affect the boy at all. It doesn't really affect the girl at all either. It just affects the unborn babies.
Between this day and this day.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping you would answer.
28 to 45.
There you go.
Of gestation.
That's it.
Well, prior to that, they miscarry. And it's like,
true.
You don't even know that they were really pregnant, because technically their heat cycle is 18 to 21 days. And if they were bit between day 0 and 28 days, they're going to just recycle again.
Right.
They're just going to recycle again. They're going to miscarry. You will have never known that they miscarried, because it still falls into that normal heat cycle day.
Right.
And so you just move on, and you had no idea.
You're welcome. I answered somebody's question. Oh, no, Liz. Thank you. Awesome answer, Liz.
Oh, you're welcome.
Amazing. Something like that.
Thank you for answering, Liz.
Yep. Then do you treat your pond with chemicals to keep mosquitoes from breeding? No. And I don't think it's our pond. Our pond is way over there. I think it's just New England in general. There's
really, I mean, yes, standing water, that's not good, but
I would have to agree with this statement. Thank you very much. If you don't know what Swanky sauce is, for those new people here,
I feel like we're saying that
just
the whole
like
day.
You don't know what Cache Valley is, we are here to help. Swanky sauce, it's a barbecue sauce / ketchup replacement, because it can be used on anything that we make. Mm-hmm. We grow the peppers, we make the product, we sell it to you. I actually educated somebody on what DTC stands for. D as in David, T as in choo-choo, train, get it, train. I knew
choo-choo starts with C.
I knew you'd find that funny. And then C, which is choo-choo. DTC, direct to consumer, meaning we make it, you guys buy it. There's really nobody in the middle.
Okay, another follow-up question.
Oh, yeah, we
going? We can't spray
for
mosquitoes and ticks and whatever Because they're animals. Like, we can't spray near animals.
We actually do have a bug person that comes to the house only during, started just like last
April through whatever.
April through September.
And they spray for like bugs and flies and whatever. But we can't spray near the animals.
Yeah, we have to stay away from the goats.
It's a poison.
We can't go, right. That's to keep the population down, but we can't go to the, he literally has asked, can you move all your goats for like 3 hours? And we're like, no. I am not moving all the goats. And remember, we have rabbits in the barn too, and barn cats that we never know where they are. So yeah, it's very like we can't do it. It comes back, and I don't want this to sound like the wrong way, but we do the research, we understand it, we know what to look out for. It's Mother's Nature's choice after that. There's only so much we can do.
There's this fine balance, this symbiotic relationship that we have to have with Mother Nature, and we have to accept her for her good days and her bad days. Right. And we're never going to prevent something that is naturally occurring in Mother Nature. It's not going to happen. We can make the smart choices and try, but ultimately I can't predict the future. Heck, even the weathermen can't predict the future, like the forecasts.
No.
I don't know 28 days from now what the weather is going to be for the next 15 to 20 days after that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So this, I think we answered this question already, Debbie. We started breeding goats for the milk to basically get as close to our food as possible.
And to provide like a healthy supply of milk and eggs, because we were doing chickens. Well, we still are doing chickens. Pam asked, could Gia have had Cache Valley virus and miscarried since she went back into heat cycle? I don't think so.
Okay.
Because she
No, keep going. I thought you were.
Because she continually came back into heat very regularly.
Right.
Greta's screaming.
Right, yeah, we're almost done. We have to.
The sun's not even down yet.
No, I don't care. It's 8:00. We start at 8, whether the sun's down or not.
That's not true.
Oh, I will.
This is fake news.
I will start. Yeah. And then I will deal with them not wanting to come in because it's 8:00. It's time for bed.
But yeah, I don't think so. I'm not really sure what happened with Gia. What?
Right here.
Please check.
She's still there. She's still good.
This one's snoring, so I know she's fine.
Yep, she's still good. She's almost. Oh, I don't know what I just clicked. I don't know if that's correct. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with Gia. It could have just been like Evelyn last year. She just didn't want to. She was weird because she was going into heat. She was going into beautiful heats. And I even. What? She was. They were nice heat cycles. It wasn't like the quiet ones that. Yeah. And I even put her in with, it wasn't a Giovanni thing, because I thought for a little while there it was a Giovanni thing. But it wasn't. She just, I don't know.
I saw somebody's post here. It was hilarious because, oh, here it is. Here it is, Dawn. I'm putting yours up. Ready? Have you ever thought of trying a zapper for killing the mosquitoes and the flies? It won't keep up. The zapper actually attracts mosquitoes and flies. The goal with the zapper is if you sit here at your picnic table, put the zapper like 10 feet that way, and it'll attract them that way and it'll zap them. There's way too much of an area to cover. But, Dawn, if it was you, whoever sent us the zapper that we have here, I appreciate it. Yes, a random zapper showed up and said, hope this helps with Cache Valley. That was super cute. I don't know where we're going to put it, but unfortunately, it's not going to help.
It's really like putting a Band-Aid on a sinking Titanic.
Yes, and the zapper was like this big. I think I know where I might.
No, like
use
we're
it.
totally gonna use it, but it's just not gonna do anything.
Right.
For our Cache Valley issue.
Yeah, and it could be like that time Chris West sent me a roll of bubble wrap because I keep hurting myself. It was not for shipping swanky sauce, even though I always ship her swanky sauce in the bubble wrap she bought me. Yeah, that bubble wrap won't stop me from getting hurt. No. I wonder if she knows that I still have a roll. Yeah, it's here, and no, I don't need more. I'm good. All right, I do need meatballs, but that's still a couple weeks away. And it's time to go do the barn. Uh-oh, did you see something else? Maybe bats would. Yes, we have looked into that. I'm still researching some of the bat idea.
Yeah, so can you give a Gus update for breeding next season? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try again.
All the the 2 new bucklings that we're getting and Gus, they should all be ready for breeding this season.
But you never know.
You never know. We could be thrown, a Gus loophole. Gus's issue was not 100% him not being mature enough to breed. We figured out a little later after breeding season was done that Gus was dealing with some parasites that we didn't know about. He's totally fine now, and his weight is back on. His coat looks great. His coat looked great when he had his parasites. For anybody who doesn't know, and because trust me, when I found out that my goats had parasites for the first time, I was like, ew, why do they have parasites? Like, everything's clean. I clean, like, I'm not doing it. Goats and parasites, you can't have goats without parasites. Like, that's you can't. It's not possible.
They eat off the ground.
They eat off the ground. The parasites live in the ground. They poop on the ground. Nobody will, if somebody tells you that they have goats and their goats don't have parasites, they're lying to you.
Yeah.
Lying through their teeth.
Yeah.
So
their goats are just living with parasites.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things. It happens. He was young and it affected, just like Evelyn. It's the same reason Evelyn didn't get bred when she was 18 months old, which is when we breed the goats for the first time. And some goats just don't show that they're struggling with parasites. There's certain things that you look for with the eyelid color and their weight and their hair, their coat condition, and there's just sometimes it doesn't present itself as like, okay, that's excessive.
Yeah, that was a little much.
It doesn't present itself as an obvious, like, okay, I'm trying.
She knows it's time to go.
You.
It's time to go. Take care of goats. She seems ready to go.
She needs her airway opened. Okay. Let's just sit the bed up a little bit like I do to Dad. He starts snoring, I elevate his head a little bit.
You push the button.
I actually go like this.
Ow, yeah, I was gonna say.
That's
pretty much
stops,
what you do.
And it stops.
Ow.
See, she stopped snoring because I elevated her.
Oh my gosh, you two are ridiculous.
No.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Yes, Piper had a good birthday. Okay. I have not checked my phone to see if you guys are voting, but
thank you so much for watching. That's all I want to say to her. You know, that's amazing. She watches every video.
Oh.
She probably.
Oh, and she has a beagle.
Oh,
that's cute.
Yeah.
I know we're almost leaving.
We're not talking about beagles.
We're not talking about you. I know.
Or beagles.
Okay, so as we announced earlier in Q&A, which most of you are still here for, thank you very much.
Well, a decent amount of them have left.
Why you gotta be so negative?
I just watched.
Maybe they're hanging out watching Greta beg for her dinner.
They are not.
You don't know this. Anyway, now's the time to suggest your baby name for our La Mancha buckling. They should be, both of them, Yoshi and the La Mancha buckling, should be coming home in the next, I would say, 3 weeks.
Yeah, we got a lot to do in 3 weeks.
Mid-May is when they should be coming home, and this is your chance to name him. Like, you guys are going to be suggesting names, and one of you, we will be picking your suggestion.
And again,
actually, it's not we. We're going to pick our top 3 to 5 favorites, whatever. 3. But then ultimately, you guys are voting for what the name is going to be.
And voting will be free. Right now, suggesting the name between the logistics and everything we got to do on the back end, and web developers aren't free. It's $1. So then you go through that process, and then once we pick the top 3, then
depending on how many awesome suggestions there are, I might push it to 5.
I think the poll won't allow us to go to 5. We will
I don't like that answer.
We will try to figure that out, but we will pick the top. So many. That's because we're late. Hazel's now barking, going.
You hear nothing.
It's time to.
You hear nothing.
So yeah,
nothing happens.
It'll be a free poll at the end to do your thing. To do your thing and pick the winner.
Oh,
Piper's like, I'm out of here.
Check it out now.
It's time to go. We still only have 1 hater on Facebook, so we didn't do too bad. And now
I see 98.
You know, I feel bad if your day is that bad that all you want to do is jump on a live chat and hit I hate you.
I always like to assume that that person just hit the wrong emoji.
That could be it.
And she might not even realize that it happened.
You never know.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I don't.
Because you're so negative.
I'm so negative. Yeah. Glass half full all the time.
With vinegar.
Oh my goodness. No, it is not. Oh, did I have any other pictures that we didn't talk about before we leave? Oh yeah. You know what? Quinn wants to give you guys a thumbs up. See?
Mm-hmm. Thumbs up, man.
Thumbs up. Yep. And okay.
Oh, hold on.
My moo memory of the day.
Oh no.
Here it is.
I'm not sure I'm ready for this.
It was a cute one.
Okay.
That's adorable.
Oh, I'm ready for that. I saw that one.
That was a good one. That was a good one. The bunny rabbit's kind of cute too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it. Oh yeah, now it's really time to go. It's time to go. Thank you. Now we're up to 100 people on Facebook. The Facebook people come in late. Look at them all.
You're like
they're coming in late.
2 hours and 8 minutes late, guys.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and watch. We're gonna have to go now. So I am going to.
That was your way of getting Stella off the couch, so you could have the couch all to yourself, huh?
That's pretty much what she
worked.
did. So now we will go to this one.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to have to update some of those because the kids are not 2 anymore.
They weren't 2 in that.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke. It was a joke.
Okay.
That's how comedy works.
Ha, ha, ha.
2 is better than 7. It just sounded funny.
Ha, ha, ha.
Okay. All right. See you later. Like,
right. Well, we'll see you in the barn.
In the barn.
We'll see you, like, as long as it takes us to get to the barn.
Yep. Okay, bye.
Bye.